One. Okay, we're back for the third time, but we got it. Okay, so let's start from the top. This is Rob Bico from. Let's try this again. What's up, everybody? Rob Bico here with episode 48 of Rob Help My Marketing Sucks. This is going to be a very good episode, very much anticipated, and no pressure, Wendy, to make this rock after all the trouble we've had getting you on here. But we have today the queen of Instagram on the show. Let's welcome our expert guest. Woo! And we're just going to jump right into. Hey, Wendy, say hi, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm Wendy Porter, the soul and sass behind Crown for Success. And we are the fastest growing network for soulful, ambitious boss ladies on Instagram. We mentor and motivate women to reach their highest potential in business and mindset mastery.
Wow, that's great. I got an introduction here for you as well. So I'm going to give you an introduction where I can talk about some of the accomplishments you've had without you sounding like you're bragging all about yourself, right? So Wendy is a coach and the queen of Instagram. She has 15 years experience building and operating multi-million-dollar businesses in corporate America before following her passion and creating her online company, Crown for Success. So I'm very impressed by a multi-million, not so much for corporate America. I'm not a corporate America kind of guy. I don't fit in well in that scene. But that's great, multi-million dollars. Crown for Success motivates and mentors women to reach their highest potential in business and mindset mastery. In the last 12 months, she has served over 800 clients in 25 different countries. She is a contributing writer for the Huffington Post, Thrive Global, Bossbabe, and serves on the Forbes Coaches Council. This online business is just over a year old and is already having a profound impact on over 500,000 women through Wendy's blogging contributions and her massive following of 75,000 followers on Instagram. So that is very, very impressive. And I was very quickly trying to do the math in my head, and I'm not very good at math. 800 clients in 12 months. That's like a lot, right? That's a lot of people. That's a good 66 or something like that every month. That's a lot of work. Wendy, you're killing it.
Yes, it's actually higher than that now that I have my Instagram membership that I recently opened about 2 months ago. So it's a little bit higher than 800 clients now. So we're doing pretty great over there on Instagram.
Awesome. Yeah, you're killing it on Instagram. I was saying before when we were trying to figure this out that I don't know anything about Instagram. I mean, I understand how it works, but I got on Facebook was my first social media platform, and then I started using Facebook for my business, and then I never really kind of transitioned over to using Instagram or have adapted using Instagram. So I'm glad you're on the show because I've been seeing so many people having so much success with Instagram, and me, having been an entrepreneur now going on 20 years, I am a marketing junkie, and I don't understand how people are generating revenue from Instagram. So tell us how. I mean, you sent me some questions, and I'm going to try my best to follow them. I'm a little bit like Trump, where I can't kind of stick to the teleprompter. I kind of just go every which way. So just try to keep up, and we'll have a very fun 30 minutes or so. And because of my ADHD mind, when a question pops into my head, Wendy, if I don't interrupt and ask you, by the time you're done talking, I'll be like, what was I going to ask her? Right? So this is probably not your traditional interview that you're used to. Okay, this is not Larry King Live. We're just going to go. So tell us
Perfect.
How we should be using Instagram. Is it a good platform for small business, or is it just for corporate America type big businesses?
You know what? It's actually a great platform for small businesses and medium-sized businesses, as well as large businesses too. You just have to really know how to leverage yourself and brand yourself for Instagram because it is a visual platform. So it's really important to have your branding on point so that everything is looking visually stimulating. Otherwise, you won't do very well on Instagram. So visuals is super important for Instagram, but it is a great marketing platform for any business.
Yeah, the visual thing is what kind of makes it difficult for me. So I look at my business, we sell promotional items and corporate apparel. So I look at it and I think, this would be good for Instagram, right? Because a lot of cool products we have, it can be photographed well. But then that copywriting part of me that likes to write these long ass posts and things is like, yeah, okay, this doesn't work too well on Instagram. So I gotta learn how to be brief with my copywriting, right? So what do you suggest people do to get attention on Instagram through their posts?
You know, you can still write quite a bit of content on Instagram. I actually do a lot of blogging. I'm a writer, you know, by nature, so I tend to write quite a bit on Instagram. So when I put up my pictures, sometimes they're short and sweet and to the point. Other times they're this long-winded story of either of my life, something that happened in my life, or something that's going on in the world. So really, you can get pretty creative with Instagram. I think what makes it different is that not only do you have a caption that you can put in there, but you also have a visual that you can capture people's attention right away, because the eye actually notices visuals a lot faster than it does text. So it's drawn into visuals a lot more than it is to just text. So that's why Instagram's been so successful, because of the visual platform that it is.
Right. So
you can still do quite a bit of writing.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You can still do quite a bit of writing and posting in there. So if you like to write a lot, Instagram is definitely, you're still going to be able to get quite a bit of text in there too, in your captions.
Okay. So you said something that kind of made me think of a question, right? So I recently started going through a Facebook groups program, and one of the key points that they emphasize is, you know, when you're scrolling through Facebook and everybody's just kind of, you know, with their thumb or scrolling through, how do you find a pattern interrupt to kind of snap them out of it and make them stop at your post, right? So with Facebook, because there's so much text, using a good image or even maybe using some crazy emojis will do that pattern interrupt. But if Instagram is all visual, is it that much harder for me to get that pattern interrupt and get people to stop on my post and check it out and click or whatever it is people do on Instagram?
No, not as long as you have a great visual. So that's the thing about Instagram, is that you've got to have really great visuals. So you can't just throw up product pictures on Instagram. They don't do very well. And with Instagram, it's pretty unique in the way that you can't directly sell. You have to learn how to sell without selling. So you can't put up, you know, a picture of a product pic or a sales post and think that it'll do well, because it won't with Instagram. So what you do is you learn to really take photos of your product in more natural settings, like lifestyle photos, or in flat lays look really well too. So you're really not putting, you know, just salesy type of posts up. You're putting beautiful pictures up, or in beautiful colors that will catch people's attention, to have them look then in your caption to see what you're talking about.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, it's a good thing you brought that up, because I was thinking, oh, I'll just put pictures of promotional items, but I figured it out, right? So instead of just putting a picture of like a branded license plate frame, right? You're saying that's not going to work. So I should do this? Will that work?
No. You put that on your car. I mean, you put that on your car and take a picture of your car with it on there.
I was thinking, you know, they say people like to see other humans in pictures, so I figured if I just kind of hold up the items with a big smile, that should work, right?
In a more natural setting than that, though.
All right. I get it. So you were talking about revenue, which is what my next question is going to be, because I don't really grasp it. How do I generate revenue or leads or clients through the power of Instagram? So now we know what we should and shouldn't be posting. So now we got the posting right. How do I generate the lead, and then how do I turn the lead into a client?
Okay, so now you've got your visuals down. The next thing is to make sure that your bio is well formatted. A lot of people make the mistake of wanting to use a lot of emojis in their bio because they're cute. But what I always tell my clients is to first worry about making sure that you explain what it is that you do and what's in it for the person who is potentially thinking about following you to follow you. So what's in it for them? Because people are all about themselves. So they want to know what's in it for them in order for them to follow you, right? So make sure you explain what it is that you do. Yeah, make sure you explain what it is that you do and how is it going to benefit them to follow you. And there's only 150 characters in that space that you can use. So you got to be super creative and leave the emojis for if you have room to put them in there afterwards. Then the next thing is making sure that you have a link in your bio. That link can be to your website. It can be to an email opt-in, which is what I recommend so that you can grow your email list and get people off of Instagram onto your email list. And that is really how you start building revenue, is by putting that email opt-in in that link and getting people to opt into your freebie, whatever that freebie is. Make sure it's a good one, because it's with anything else, with Facebook, with anything, you have to have a good freebie in order for people want to opt into your freebie. So putting that link in your bio is another way that you can start building your email list. And as we know with online marketing, email list is definitely the way that people are selling their products and services, is through email. Yeah. So you can easily do that with Instagram. For a long time, Instagram only had one place where you could use a link, and that was in your bio. However, now you can actually use your Instagram link in your stories, which is the video stories. That's similar to Snapchat. And you can also send a link through your direct messaging. So as you're building your email list, you're bringing leads from Instagram over to your email list, and that's how you start selling. So, and once you build that KLT factor, that know, like, trust factor on Instagram, then it becomes easier to sell directly from Instagram. So now, for instance, because I've been on there for a while, and I've built that KLT factor, I can just put up a product link of whatever I'm selling, and people will buy directly from my link on Instagram instead of having to send them to my email list. So, so those are the ways that you can make money with Instagram. Gotcha.
And you said something that, as a marketer, I say over and over and over, especially to the clients that I work with, is the what's in it for me, WIFM. That's what people care about. That's, I tell people, just tune into WIFM. What's in it for me? That's all they care about. Because a lot of people in their bio want to just go on and on and on about themselves. But when I write my bio, I just write a very little bit about myself, and then very quickly switch over onto how all that can help them. Because nobody cares, right? They can read your bio, and I read someone's bio, and I'm like, yeah, okay, great, that's great. What does that mean for me? So and by the way, Christy just held up a little note, because we have someone watching who is, in my opinion, like a powerhouse on Instagram. She was in my wife's women's mastermind group, Safia Berrada. She's a personal fitness trainer, and I think she's got like 85,000 followers on her Instagram, and she does a lot of workout videos and lifestyle pictures. It's kind of like what you were saying, right? And she's doing very well with that. She's doing great with it. So I know how to get followers and likes on Facebook. Is it the same way to get followers and likes on Instagram, or is the strategy a little bit different?
It's probably a little bit different. So some of the strategies that you use on Instagram is called follow for follow. So basically, Instagram, it has 58 times more engagement than Facebook. So basically, everybody is very engaged on Instagram. People want to make friends. People are there to socialize. And that's why I love it, because it's a very down-to-earth type of platform. You never feel like awkward sending a request to somebody to follow them. And 9 times out of 10, they usually follow you back. So that's what's called a follow for follow. And that's how a lot of people start growing their Instagram pages, is by following a lot of people. But it's not just about following a lot of people. It's about following the right people, which I think is the biggest mistake a lot of people make, is thinking, well, I'm going to follow a bunch of people and create this big page. But then you have got a bunch of followers who may not be your ideal clients. They may not be the people who are going to buy from you. So if you're going to do follow for follow, just make sure that you're doing it with your ideal clients. You're doing it with the right people. Then you also need to like and engage on people's posts. So again, Instagram is huge with engagement. So going to people's posts and commenting on their pictures, commenting on their captions is really important to really draw people over to your page. So those are some of the ways that you can grow your following on Instagram. Another huge way is to do shout outs, what we call shout outs on Instagram. And shout outs really—
Is that like a feature?
It's kind of like, it's like a feature. But you can do paid. Yeah, you can do paid shout outs or you can do free shout outs. So you can get with a group of pages who are similar to yours that could, like, their followers could be an extension of kind of what you offer. They could be possibly ideal clients for you. Maybe get into a group of 5 different people who have similar page sizes as you, and you all shout each other out. So you take turns shouting each other out and featuring each other on each other's Instagram pages. So your followers go to them, their followers come to you. And it's a win-win situation for everybody there. Another thing you can do is do paid shout outs, and this is with Instagram influencers, people who usually have over 100,000 followers is who you want to do it with. And you can do it with pages that have 100,000 followers up to pages that have millions of followers. And those are paid shout outs, and they usually range anywhere between $21 and, I mean, I've done one for as much as $1,200. On average, I would say I pay probably $300 a month for followers or for shout outs when I'm doing this. And I would say when I do them, I usually get, within a 12-hour period, I get about 300 emails to my email list when I do those. And that's for shout outs.
Okay, so that sounded really cool, and I was even scribbling some notes so that when I start tinkering with Instagram, I know what to look for, but I didn't quite get that last part you said. Like, I don't get how the shout out equals 300 emails. Like, I thought the shout out meant like you're shouting out and, you know, like, hey, shout out to Wendy Amy Porter for her page or whatever, and that just kind of gets you some attention. That's what I was thinking a shout out was. Oh, geez.
Yeah. So what you do, for instance, is I will reach out to one of my collaborators, and I've been on Instagram for 2 years now, so I have quite a few different people who I've collabed with, and we shout each other out. And then I have some great relationships where I pay for shout outs, and I pay usually about $300 a month for shout outs. And on those shout out pages, what they will do is they will shout me out and then say, you know, something about, I'll say something about my freebie. So, you know, gain 8,000 followers in 8 weeks organically with my, you know, free training. And they'll put my link in their bio, or they'll put my link in their Instagram stories. And then their audience goes to my link to sign up for my freebie, and that brings obviously that brings more emails to me. So if you find some really good accounts to do it with, people who have really highly engaged audiences, then they're going to opt into your email list, because it's basically like a recommendation or referral from that page to your page. And so with the collab that I have happening, it's usually about 300 emails that I'll get in a 12-hour period by doing that.
Now that makes sense, and that's an amazing. So the shout out is like a lead gen, and you're putting out that lead magnet, and then they're going into your email list, right? They're giving you their name and email to download your freebie. Oh, that's cool. Yes. So I got another question about shout outs, and then I promise we'll move on from shout outs. When you say you're fine. When you say you pay $300 a month for shout outs, right? Is that money that you're paying to Instagram, or is that money you're paying to the owner of that other page to promote you to their followers? To the owner of that. Promotion. Yeah, to the owner of that page. And this is how people become Instagram influencers, is because they have built their Instagram following so well and by so many people that now they can charge people to do shout outs. So it's a business on Instagram. And there are lots of people who do it. Keep falling out of my ear. Sorry, Wendy. I keep losing you here.
No, you're fine.
I would be a terrible Secret Service agent. My thing would be falling out of my ear all the time. Okay, so let me see if I got this right. For me, that sells promotional items, I would find someone who has a big following that's the same as my market, which means small business owners, and then I would maybe have them give a shout out and saying something like, I got these amazing water bottles with my logo and they look beautiful, and I got them from these guys there, right? So it doesn't seem so salesy. It just seems like they're kind of giving me a testimonial or thanking me, and then people will click and say, oh, I want to check out this guy's promotional products. Great.
Exactly.
Very cool. See, I learned something today. Oh, geez.
And you can do that with paid shout outs as well. So you can do it with a group of free accounts, like so freebie shout out. So you basically, all 5 of you or 10 of you shout each other out for free. Or you can go and you can do the paid shout outs. So those are ways that the most fastest way to grow your Instagram page, authentically, is through that. Things that you don't want to do is buy followers. You don't want to do that because you can do that, and those are not going to be ideal clients. So it's pointless. So really, people who buy followers, you're bringing fake followers over to your page who aren't going to buy from you. So I never really understood why people would want to do that anyway. You want it to be real followers. You want it to be ideal customers who will eventually buy from you. So don't stay away from buying followers. Do shout outs instead.
Yeah, I've actually been seeing quite a bit of talk about fake Instagram followers, and I think the same as you. I was like, that makes absolutely no sense because you're building up a market that's not your ideal warm target market.
Exactly.
So you keep mentioning page. So within Facebook, you have your personal page, and you can have a business page, and you can have a group. Is Instagram just like you can have a page or personal page and then a business page, or can you have groups or other things?
You can't have groups on Instagram. You can have a personal page and you can have a business page. So you can have two different Instagram pages if you want to. I will say it's a lot of work to keep up with 2 or 3 different ones. I know because I have three right now pages that I actively keep up with. One is more of a personal page, my business page, and one is just a quotes page. So it's harder to keep up with so many, but you can have a personal page and you can also turn that personal page into a business page so that it's just a business page. So, and that's a new feature too. That's only been around for about a year where you can now have an Instagram business page. Before, they were all personal pages. There was no business pages. There was businesses on there, but there was no technical term for it as a business page. Now there is, to where you can even see analytics on your, if you have it set to a business page, you can see your analytics. You can see how many followers you're getting every day. You can see where your followers are from, what time they're on Instagram. So there's all kinds of different analytics that you can pull if you have a business page on Instagram.
Very cool. I didn't know any of this stuff. I mean, for the most part, if you ever see any post on my Instagram, you can know that that's not me. That's my daughter who somehow got her hands on my phone and is posting stuff on my Instagram account because I don't know anything about Instagram. But what I do know today is that I need to start to get onto Instagram because it's a great platform to generate leads and generate revenue. And you said one thing earlier that was no different than in any other kind of marketing you do, especially in social media, is these people that write up into social media and they jump into these groups and these pages and give no value. And then they wonder why they can't build followers, why they don't get any engagement. So I would imagine just like Facebook, you got to get in there first and just kind of give value. As Eben Pagan used to say, you got to move that free line and the things that you would normally charge for, give them up for free and start to build that value, build that, I always say know, like, and trust, but you had a little acronym KLT for it, right? Build up that KLT factor and build up your audience. Christy, how much time do we have left before I keep jumping into more and more questions?
5 minutes.
That's plenty. She says we got a few minutes left, so Wendy, give us, I guess, three of the hottest tips you got and 3 of the biggest no-nos you got.
Okay. So my 3 tips would probably be your visuals, making sure that they are looking fabulous, your visuals. Second, your bio. And third, your personality. Instagram is, like I said, it has 58 times more engagement than Facebook. Show your personality. Let your personality shine. Figure out a way to infuse your personality into your brand, because that's where the real magic happens when you learn how to do that. That's what sets you apart from your competition. That's what, like, it pulls people into your page. When I first started Instagram, I didn't even really know much about online marketing. I put up my first post. Within 8 weeks, I had 8,000 organic followers. Within 4 months, I had over 25,000. 2 months later, I opened up my membership site and was able to get 250 people enrolled, like, within a 2-week period. So build that engagement through your personality. Let your personality shine. Put it out there for everybody to see so that it really draws your tribe in and connects with people and resonates with people on a different level. Then the 3 don'ts, I would say don't ask for collaborations or ask people to shout you out without asking for something or without giving them something in return. So you'll get a lot of people who say, oh, well, if they see you have a large following, send you a message and say, shout me out or let's collab. Don't ask for something on Instagram unless you're giving something. So be a giver on Instagram, because that's a turnoff I think for any social media site, but definitely with Instagram, that's a no-no. Don't ask for shout outs or reach out to people who have a larger following than you do and ask for a shout out without giving something in return. And some things that you can give in return is say, hey, I don't have as many followers as you, but if you give me one shout out, I'll give you 5 shout outs, something like that. So give something and not just ask for it. So, and then I would say probably another one is just making sure that you don't just post anything. A lot of people, it's quality over quantity. A lot of people get really messy with their pictures because they can't think of anything else to post, so they'll just throw up anything. Don't do that. If you don't have anything to post, it's better just to not post for a couple days until you pull some pictures together that really look visually appealing, and then post. And then another don't, my third don't would be, I would say probably just making sure that you are consistent. A lot of people will post once every blue moon and wonder why they're not getting any sales or gaining any traction. So they'll post once every 2 weeks and think, oh, well, when I post my sales post, I should be able to get some sales. That's not how Instagram works. You've got to build that KLT factor. And like I said, that consistency factor is really building the trust. So if you're consistent every single day with posting at least 1 picture a day, 2 pictures a day, and you're consistent every single day, then you've already built that trust factor. You're starting to build that trust factor through consistency. So don't not post consistently and think that you're going to be able to make sales on Instagram. It's just not going to happen.
Right. So what I'm getting is the Instagram and Facebook, the application behind the technology might be different, but the strategies are the same, and those strategies are the same when it comes to marketing. You got to build your know, like, and trust. You got to give value. Yeah. You got to be consistent with your marketing, right? So it's no different than marketing. You're just kind of using a different platform to get those messages out there. Wendy, before we wrap it up, do you want to give our viewers how to contact you? And I'm sure you got a freebie that you can give them, or did I put you on the spot there?
Yeah, no, it's okay. I can comment with the link if you don't mind in the video. I can comment with the freebie link, but it's basically it's 9 days of free Instagram training. It's everything that I did to build 8,000 followers in 8 weeks. So I'm giving that, and it's also really more than that. It's about making an impact also on Instagram, because I'm all about, making sure that you're doing more than just doing sales, making an impact on people's lives for the better. So it also talks about that too. So making an impact and an income on Instagram.
That sounds great. I'm gonna be clicking the link and signing up for that. All right, Wendy. Before we wrap up the episode, I end up every episode with my WTF marketing moments of the week. So we're gonna do the WTF moments, and then we'll call it a day. So this, I would only assume that what they're trying to say is, we're not happy till you're happy, but they got this wrong, and it says we're not happy till you're not happy, right? I don't know, but I mean, someone went to the trouble of painting this on the store window and everything, and I can't tell what kind of store it is, but we're not happy till you're not happy. This doesn't quite make any sense, and apparently Wendy thinks this is great. That's the heck I'm laughing at.
That's hilarious. Yes.
I came across one random image one day, and I thought it was so funny, and I put it on the show. And I turned that into the segment we use to wrap up every episode, my WTF marketing moments. I usually have about 3 of them. Today I only got 2. I got this one, which is really funny. And I got one that is probably my favorite one, because my daughter was at Publix on Saturday or Sunday with my wife doing groceries, and she saw this and took a picture and sent it to me from my WTF marketing moments, which is they're promoting dirt cake. Not quite sure what dirt cake is. Does not sound very appetizing to me to have some dirt cake. But I just love the fact that my daughter is paying attention to my show, and she knows I do this and sent me this picture. So that was great. Not as great as that. We're not happy till you're not happy. That's going to be my new company slogan. Outrageous promotion. Yeah. We're not happy until you're not happy. Well, Wendy, thank you for being on the show. You gave us some great
Robert,
knowledge,
thank you for
especially
having
for me. And I'm going to sign up for your freebie on the 9 days of training. And I hope everybody got a lot of value of it. I strongly suggest that you all go on there, click on the link, get the download, learn about Instagram, get on there, and start promoting your business, promoting your products using the power of Instagram and Wendy's training program. So this is Rob Vico. We're signing off. We'll be back next Monday with episode 49 of Rob Help My Marketing Sucks. We're just 3 weeks away from our 1 year anniversary, and I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do to make that one episode special, to make that my 1 year anniversary. So if you guys got any ideas for me, send them my way. I'm like having a mental block with my own marketing here. So signing off. Go enjoy the eclipse. See you next week for episode 49 of Rob Help My Marketing Sucks. Bye, Wendy.
Bye.